My wife, one of my favorite things she says is, if I was still vegan today, I'd either be dead or in a wheelchair.
Oh gosh.
And so it really was through that lifestyle and diet that we learned a lot about our bodies, learned a lot about ecosystems and what works and what doesn't. And we were on the wrong path and quickly turned around and made a big pivot, started eating meat.
What was your, what were the symptoms that you were experiencing throughout your, the 3 years that you were on vegan? Were you getting body aches? Like, what was it like?
No, good question. So my wife at the time, we were both doing Ironman triathlons, and she was a beast. She won her first Ironman triathlon she did, which was in Madison, Wisconsin, and won her age group, qualified for the world championship race. And it was that point in time where our bodies really started breaking down. We were putting tremendous amounts of training, loads and intensity to our bodies, and we just weren't recovering. So specifically, her issues were chronic inflammation, chronic gastrointestinal distress, to the point where she couldn't train. It was debilitating. Specifically, she had a knee injury that lasted her about a year. Saw every doctor we could in Texas. I mean, we're talking like medical doctor, osteopath, chiropractor, shaman.
Everything.
I mean, it was like the kitchen sink. Let's figure this shit out. And she was told she needed to have a total knee replacement at the age of like 20 years old.
Wow.
She had exploratory surgery. She was told she needed to be on chronic arthritis medicine for the rest of her life. And she couldn't train. She couldn't get ready for this world championship race. And so we saw a holistic health practitioner who the first thing they said was, "What's your diet?" They said, "Oh man, you're wasting your time here. We got that dialed in, like plant-based, plant-powered all the way." And this guy just, you could tell he's like, "Oh shit, I'm about to change these two, youngsters' lives." And so he kind of recommended that we started reintroducing grass-fed, high-quality pasture-raised meat to our diet. We were raw food vegans too, so cooking.
Y'all are raw food?
I mean, it was like...
Yeah, because I was going to ask, because some of this inflammation comes from like processed foods, obviously, but y'all were raw for 3 years?
I mean, it was a progression. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like we were running towards that cliff, and we couldn't run fast enough, so we kept dialing up the intensity. So you have to think, we were misguided. My wife was having these health issues, and so we, said, "Oh, well, vegetarian's not good enough. Let's go vegan." So that's when we went vegan. She's still having issues. They're getting worse. Let's go raw food vegan. Got worse even more, right? And so we're like, shit, okay, what left is there? Oh, let's go juice, vegan.
God. I was a fruitarian for a while. I went down all these same paths. So it's funny where you go with that. So it's very interesting you're mentioning this. And, a lot of times they contribute that to healing or detoxing. So what made you think this wasn't detoxing anymore and continue your story, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, unless we were detoxing our body of health and vitality and the ability to do the things that we loved, it just wasn't working for us. And so